Welcome everybody. Wherever you're joining me from, you're very much welcome. We'll start in a minute. Just trying to be sure that our guest is live on. Yep, there you go. Thank you very much. Welcome everybody, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for always supporting us. Thank you, sir, for joining as well. Thank you for always being a part of what we're doing. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for always joining. You could be anywhere you are in the world. Please, when you come in, let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know where you are watching us from. All right. Thank you. Just we'll start in a minute. Just let me just sort something out. I wanna tell you. There's a book called Breaking the Jewish Code by a guy called how many guys would join in the GIF? Thank you for the likes. 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 Okay, guys. And we start. I hope everything is set. Thank you for joining. Wherever you're joining us from, thank you for joining. Today we'll be discussing. We do this every Sunday, 7 p.m. In case you're wondering, UK time. And today we're having a conversation on from idea to care business. So getting started the right way. So just to let you guys know, very excited to share that we are 43,000 plus on TikTok and about 8,000 plus on Instagram and about 7,000 plus on Facebook, and we are about over 500, heading to 1,000 on YouTube. So please feel free to follow us on all these pages. If you like what we're doing, please free to follow us on all these pages. Please feel free to follow us on all these pages. So I welcome you guys, or wherever you're watching us from across the world. Let us know where you're watching us from. So we're talking about what it takes, starting from idea to a care business in the UK. That's the whole idea of what we're talking about today. So we'll be having a guest speaker on today's session. So I just want you guys to engage, type on the screen, what do you call it? Share the stream, repost it, tap the emojis if you're watching from YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you're watching us from. Let me see. Yes. Let us know where you're watching us from, YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. Let us know where you're watching us from. And let us know what part of the world you're watching us from. So please, I'm sure you're interested in thinking of starting a care business. That's why you're here. Even if you're not interested in starting a care business, you can learn a thing or two from our special guests. So I encourage you guys, share this page and like it, tag your friends. Anyone that you know that this might be of help, to tag them. Tell them, drop a question in the chat box, or maybe perhaps towards the chat section. So drop a question. So without taking too much of our time, I always want to share this. One of the reasons why we do what we're doing, because when the purpose of a thing, a wise man once said, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So the whole idea why we're doing this, from idea to care home, is that to care business is a business that if systemized very well, you can stop exchanging your time for money. It can give you a good life. I believe I know people that own it, and it can change things for you for good for you. So I'm not going to talk so much. I'll leave it to our guests to talk about, but I just want you to know that it ties into some of the topics I've been discussing in the past few weeks, which is about not exchanging your time for money, which is about living life on your own terms, and which is about a path towards financial freedom. So we're going to bring up a guest, Mr. John Baba, who is a consultant. He's worked in this field for a very long time, and I believe, and he's helped a lot of people set up their own care home businesses, and he's still a consultant. I want to believe that by listening to him today, you're going to learn a thing or two, and the suggestions or the things you're going to hear today will help you so you can take action, because that's the most important thing. Taking action is the watchword, and that's what we're all about today. So without taking too much of our time, I'm going to let Mr. John Baba come in. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm very good. Good evening.
Thank you very much, sir.
Can you hear me? Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. They can hear you. Please.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Welcome to the show today. My name is Ademola Jomba.
Okay.
People call me John Baba.
Welcome, sir.
And I've been in care industry for about 20 years or a bit more than that.
Okay.
And I've been a consultant for over 10 years, where I've had to help people to start their journey into care, business, and investment in the UK, which ranges from domiciliary, 24 hours residential support, supported living, and different types of care services. And I've managed different services as well, and especially mental health services. I really have a good experience of that. So I'm here today to answer questions and to encourage, also to give guidance on how you can start your own care business. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very much, sir. Please, those that are on YouTube, those that are on Facebook, and those on Instagram, please let us know if you can hear us, just to be sure that there's no technical glitches or anything. Those on YouTube, those on Facebook, those on Instagram, 819002 Chihems, Vembe, Trehevembe. Thank you, group captain, for joining. Thank you, user 3625 for joining. Thank you, Caleb01 for joining. Thank you to Jackie J. Thank you for Jato, and as many that have joined. Thank you very much for joining. Please do let us know on. Okay, thank you. Chihem says watching from Nigeria. Vembe say greetings, sir. Oh, thank you, Vembe. Yes, let us know if you can hear us, just to be sure that there's no technical glitch. Can you hear? Yeah, yeah. So let us know. So, sir, thank you very much for honoring our this meeting. And my hope and aspiration is that as many that are going to watch this, whether they watch the rebroadcast or they're live here now, they're going to learn a thing or two. The whole goal is that they are moved on to take action, and hopefully things get a lot better. Gregory Uzoma said, watching from Dartford. Thank you very much, Gregory. Thank you. Okay, so sir, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and I hope that from the conversations we're going to be having, people are going to learn a thing or two, and hopefully, when they ask maybe the more direct questions, you can answer, and as many that are not able to ask questions based on the time that we have now, will maybe reach out to you directly or send you a DM. I'm going to take it up from there. Yeah. So, sir, why do so many people want to start a business but never take the first step? And what actually unlocks that step? What people have it on their mind, but they never do anything. I don't know what your thoughts are about that.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. You know, first of all, reason why people want to start a business, especially care business, or they don't take any step or action, first is fear of failure. Or fear of losing money. And, you know, especially in the UK here, a lot of people get comfortable with their either 9 to 5 or shift work, even those who work in care industry. So what they don't understand is the home they are working, somebody established it for profit making. And the owner of the business is paying them from the peanuts, from the money they are helping him to make. You know, so and when people look at care business in the UK, of course, it's very profitable, but people look at, oh, what if I don't have client? I will be losing money. So I look at fear of failure, fear of losing money, and also lack of confidence and clarity on how to go about it. Okay. And a lot of people, they go to different people, and as a result of overwhelming information from people either who knows about the business or who only have big idea of the business, can impact negatively on anyone who may have desire to start care business. Also, some people are waiting for perfect time. Good. But in business, there is no perfect time. You know, so you can take the bull by the horn and start. But and also another issue is some people don't have experience of managing in care. So those are the things that normally stand in people's way as stumbling blocks, you know, from starting that care business.
I appreciate that, sir. I appreciate that. So there's a point you made here. Hopefully, I remember to. It's tied to one of the questions I'm going to ask you later on. But without jumping some of the thoughts I wanted to have a conversation on, I'm just going to stick to what I have in mind. And I hope that I remember to to touch on this topic. So, sir, despite and I thank you for the questions. And I thank you for the things you highlighted. Talked about fear of failure, people losing money. You talked about comfortability with their 9 to 5. You talked about the place. A lot of people don't know that the place where they are working is someone else's business. Some of them, you also mentioned that some of them lack confidence and clarity, and also mentioned that they are waiting for a perfect time. And some of them feel that because they don't have experience in managing in care, and those are some of the concerns why they never take action. And thank you for all that points. So I'm going to take it on an action. Another question. So the fact there are so many care homes across the country, there are so many care businesses. You talked about domiciliary, you talked about different parts. There are so many out there. Is there still need for more? You know, suggesting them, because I remember very well that once upon a time, a couple of years back, the government said that care and support work or so is under shortage occupation list. You know, so and therefore the government created put it on that list. So now those companies, they did not have workers to work on. For more people to set, is there still room for those that want to set up, create their own? That's one. Secondly, is it still profitable? That's two. And thirdly, can immigrants participate in this? Can immigrants participate in it?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the question. So first of all, there's very high demand in care sector due to UK aging population. Okay. And the more people are getting older, the more they will be needing people that will care for them. Just as you know, we live here in Europe, unlike in Africa, where extended families will surround our aging people and look after them. But here, it's either they go to the care homes or they live in their own homes. Demand is very, very high due to aging population, and not just only old people. We also have people with learning abilities and people with mental health issues as well. So because care sector can be broken down into different categories. So we have old people, we have people with learning disabilities, autism, and people with mental illness, and different various people who need. So as a result, there can be enough in terms of care providers in the UK. So if new people are coming in today, believe me, sky is the limit. And in terms of whether it is profitable or not profitable because of influx of people into it, no, it's very profitable. You know, sky is the limit, they say, and they say sky is enough for all birds to fly. So everyone will do their business and they will get their client, they will get their contract. So in terms of whether it's profitable or not profitable, it is very profitable. When you look at the numbers of, apart from NHS, care sector is the largest employer of labor in the UK, apart from NHS.
Okay.
So private care providers, they are the second largest employer. You know, a lot of people might see the job as not too high in terms of earning, but people still do it because people use their time to accumulate hours to, to earn very good, even than those who are doing top job. So as for immigrants, I mean, you are referring to those who have not had their high LR or who are not yet British citizen. Of course, as long, although it depends on the type of visa they have, but if one hasn't gotten ILR yet, they can still set up their own care business.
Okay.
So there is no one that is barred from setting up a business, especially care business. And you talk about, a lot of immigrants who came in recently. Of course, there were, prior to COVID, there was shortage of employees in care industry. I think that's what motivated the government to introduce the scheme of COS that brought a lot of people into the UK. And even despite that, now, from what I have heard from people, there's still shortage of employment in the sector. So that's why a lot of people haven't come to the country in the last three years. So to go back to whether it is profitable or not profitable, yes, if you get it right, having either domiciliary or 24 hours of residential care or supported living is very profitable.
Okay. Oh, that's good. It's very good to know this information. And thank you for bringing all this clarification, because I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering, is this still profitable? Because I see a lot of work. Is this still profitable? And I'm sure in the back of their mind, they'll also be wondering, is this only for people that are British citizens, or like you mentioned, people that have their indefinite leave to remain in this country? So thank you for bringing clarity to that question, that those thoughts about that, and as well as making us understand that because it's one of the largest employers of labor, it's the largest employer of labor apart from NHS, that there is still demand for it and it's profitable. So I really appreciate those responses, and thank you. And I hope you guys are finding this helpful. Please put in your thoughts in the comment section. Let us know what you're saying or what your biggest takeaways are so far. Let us know. So I'm going to ask you further, and I'll ask you this: do you really need care or healthcare experience? This is what I remember. I told you that I was going to touch on something like this, and this was what I had in mind. Do you really need care or healthcare experience to own a care business, or is that something that limits people? Please let us know about that, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So you actually do not need to have a care experience to become a care provider. All you need to have is the zeal to want to go into the business, the passion. So first of all, it's not just about the money, but the passion for it. So if you have the passion for it, all you need to do is to hire a registered manager that will manage the day-to-day activities of the business. You can be the nominated individual, so you don't need to come from a care background to become a care provider. So what you can do, if you don't have care experience, you can hire a registered manager and you handle the operation aspect if you want to be involved in the day-to-day running of the business. So which means you can work behind the scene. Then your registered manager will work in the front line with the carers and support workers. So to answer the questions, you don't really need to have experience of care before you can become a care provider.
So if I got you right, you're just saying that all I need to start now, I'm looking at myself, is just that I want to have the interest, and perhaps I need maybe the cash, and perhaps maybe some level of education or training. That you're technically saying that because I don't have an experience in healthcare, it's not a limitation. That's basically
no, it's not. It's not.
it's good. It's important to know this thing because I'm sure a lot of people have this on their minds. You know that yes, I have the money. Yes, I'm able to do this, get the training. Well, I think because I don't have a healthcare background, maybe that's my drawback. Because remember the first question I asked you, that why is it that people never take steps? And these questions that we're actually responding to today is helping. I hope that is helping some people clear some of the doubts that they have. Hopefully that they can begin to take some actions. So thank you very much for that. So I'm going to ask you another one. It says, can somebody working in a full-time job, realistically start and grow a care business on the side? What are your thoughts, sir?
Oh yes, you can work full-time. I've like some of my clients, they are not even from care industry. Some of them bankers, bus driver, train drivers, doctors, like a different professional background. And they still came into this industry because they got the money they want to invest. And my advice to them was for them to get a competent registered manager while they are still doing their work. Okay. And when they start, the business picked up, they were making money at some point. Some of them have to, resign from their job to take over the administrative aspect of the job. So, to answer the questions, at the initial stage, you can keep your job and still running care business as long as you've got the phone, you got the company email, you can respond to email. And when you start having a client, by then you will have a registered manager in place that will be managing the compliance and day-to-day activities of the business. Then it is now your choice to decide to resign and join your company as a staff, working in the background. But if you don't want to do that, there's nothing that stops you from leaving your normal job because of your new business now.
Oh wow, that's nice to know. So guys, excuses upon excuses should not stop you. That's basically what Mr. John Baba is saying. That the fact that you have a job should not serve as a hindrance or should not serve as a deterrent. So please let us begin to take steps towards it. Yeah, because it's apart from what I just said, some people also the fact that maybe their job drains them out, so it also affects them. But like you pointed out now that you have clients that are already into this whole thing, that are already doing it while on their job, which makes a whole lot of difference. And thank you for sharing that information. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, and feel free. So if you feel there's any other thing you want to add to some of the questions I've added to you, please go ahead and please add that as well. Or if you want to draw my attention to something else, please let me know. So what are the first steps? Like let's say for instance now, I've heard some of the few things you said. So what are the first steps that I can take, or someone watching can take to start their own care business? So let's say for instance, now I've listened to you, I'm very motivated. What do I do? What can I start doing today towards that dream?
Okay, so yes, thank you for that question. So like I said earlier on, you need to have passion for that business, that sector, that industry before you can go into it. You see, I've met with clients that came to me, they don't have idea about it, but sometimes when I ask them, why do you want to set up this business? It's because there's money in it and they don't hold people because it's either NHS, ICB, that's Integrated Care Board, or local council that's paid, so they don't hold. So that's why they want to go into it. Okay, what particular domain do you want to go to? A lot of people don't know this. So before you go into it, you need to know whether you want to go into domiciliary care, whether you want to go into supported living, or you even want to go into staffing agency or residential or living. So it's broad, So come to me now say, they want to start with domiciliary. Why those who have a big pocket, good money, they will say they want to start with supported living. So I can break each down if you like.
Okay, I'm going to ask you that question. Like,
Okay, so for support okay, let's start with domiciliary, which is the easiest one. So domiciliary care is the one you will see a lot of people venture into because you don't spend much to start that.
Oh, really?
So this is a type of care business where you provide support to people that lives in their own homes, either people with physical disability, old people, or people who just returned from the hospital, but they must live in their own homes. Then you now send your staff to go there and give them that care and support. But when we talk about supported living, so supported living is for individuals who are averagely functional in terms of activities of daily living, in terms of independent living skills, but you are the one to provide accommodation for them. So the accommodation can be varied. There are one they call shared, and another one they call full supported living, which would be like bed sit or in. So like shared, say for instance, you have like 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house now. So you can get like 3 or 4 clients in there. You are not going to provide food for them. They will provide themselves food, but what you are giving them is just the care and support. The staff will be on duty, 247. So like from 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. and they will do sleeping. Then if you are in that, they will be sharing kitchen, fridge, just like one renting room in an apartment with other people you don't know from nowhere. So that's supported living. And there are some that is multi-purposely built where it will be ensuite, it will have kitchen and everything, just like a basic, or you can call it studio flat. But it could have like 6 people in a particular block. So that is supported living. Then the care agency, staffing agency is those that provide like staff to other care company, like to supported, like to 24 hours residential support.
What do you call that? What do you call that one?
That is a staffing agency. So you can call them recruitment agency, but for care. For carers and support workers, just for health and social care staffs.
That's good.
Then the last one is residential. So residential support, you provide accommodation in that one as well. You provide food. Unlike in supported living, you don't provide food. Because in supported living, they pay rent. They will pay rent to you. So some of them will be on universal credit, which will be coming into your account directly. And they will also be paying you for utility and at the same time care fees. So the care fee will depend on what you agree with the Integrated Care Board or the funding authority, which they paid every weekly. So before you can now say, okay, I'm setting up my care business, you now need to decide on which particular area you want to go. And again, if you are going into something like supported, you also need to decide in disability, into people with mental, into autism. So it's got different scheme. So you need to specialize, but you can't mix people with learning disability with old people or with autism. So you need to have your own area of specialism.
Okay, wow, this is good. Do you have clients that are doing like maybe 2 or 3 across, like simultaneously? Their business.
Yes, I have clients that have different services. They have for learning disability, they have for people with mental health, and they have for people with autism. So if you want to make money in the industry, you need to vary your client group. But at the start, you have to specialize on one. So once you start, having and the good thing is, it's one of the business I've seen in this country that is very easy to expand. Say, for instance, if you go into supported living now and you have a 4-bedroom house, immediately you have 4 clients, is full. You can now start writing to the local authority, that is the funding authority, that you need more clients. All you need to do is to get another property. Like I set up for someone just last year. He started with 1 6-bed house. as I speak today now, he has started filling the third one.
The third, like the third.
The third property.
Third property. Okay.
Yes, yes. So within a year, he was able to fill 2 properties.
Wow.
And he has started filling the third one now.
Okay.
And you see, one thing I've realized in this field is, and let me put it this way, you see, we have 3 KDAO in terms of people that are involved in this business. When you look at the people from the Asian part, they are the one that normally own the business.
Okay.
And when you look at people from this part of the world, I mean the proper white British, they are the one that will be in the admin.
Okay.
Then the people on the floor are our people.
Okay.
So when I see our people fighting for shifts, fighting for positions, instead of them thinking they can do what their employer is doing, but what we want to do is how to do overtime, how to get increase in our wages and all of that.
Yep.
If people can think in a positive way that, listen, what these people can do, because we are the one they are using to do it.
Okay.
Without people like us, the business cannot flourish, because we are the people that work on the floor. We are the people that have contact with the client, and it is through the client that money is coming into the organization.
That's good. Well, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate these questions you asked, and it's also good that I asked some of these things. And so what I kind of understand from what you're saying is that this residential support you talked about, is it the, I don't know, permit my question, is it are they the care homes, like, where you have care homes and you have elderly people? Because I want to believe they provide accommodation and they provide feeding. Is that what is classed as care homes?
Yes, so the one where they provide feeding, that is the care provider is responsible for buying food, cooking food for them, providing them whatever they want. That is residential care home.
Okay.
And you provide the accommodation as well.
Wow.
But supported living, you also provide accommodation. So what you provide in supported living is basically the house and the support. But when it comes to food, you don't provide that, because the client will be on universal credit. So they will be on different benefit, DLA, ESA, because they are independent and they are highly functional.
Okay, I get that.
So and they can manage their money. Those who can't manage their finances will be on what is called apprenticeship, where the local council will appoint someone that will be managing their money. But with those, you don't provide food for them.
Okay. Thanks for that. I really appreciate it. So we're going to address what I might call the elephant in the room, which a lot of people might be thinking, is that how much do I need to start this business? I know that this business, you've talked about domiciliary, you talked about supported, if I got you wrong, supported living, you talked about staffing agency, you talk about residential support. You don't have to give the accurate figure, but like a guide price. I don't know if it's possible.
Okay, so the easiest and the cheapest one is the domiciliary.
Okay.
So all you need for domiciliary, after you've registered your company with Company House, you rent an office. It could be, some people use their house, they register their business in their house. You can, that is allowed anyway. So to start domiciliary care, so things you would need at the initial stage, you will need to meet with all the compliance. So you need policy and procedures. You need to have a website, and that's it with that. So that one, the cost is between 4,000 and 5,000.
Just like that?
Yes.
Wow.
So that will set you up with a company, and like my client, I do support them until they register with CQ, because you need to register with CQC. So CQC is called Care Quality Commission. So they are the regulatory body.
Okay.
So they monitor the compliance and the standard of care clients are receiving. So you need to have the policy and procedures, and register your company with the Company House. So it's very simple actually to start domiciliary care. So all these services I rent Then with the supported living, it's very expensive in a way, but it depends because first of all, before you can be registered to carry out supported living service, you need to have a property ready.
That's so for supported living. Supported living.
That's for supported living.
Okay.
So now that's supported living and residential care because you need to have a property. So either you rent it or you own it via mortgage or you get it on lease. But you need to get it ready because the compliance team from local authority will visit. They will want to check if the property is habitable, is conducive for them to start sending a client to live there. Also, before you can be registered with Care Quality Commission (CQC), the property needs to be in place then because they will visit as well. So it is one of these reasons you see very few people going into supported living. But what people do is they start with domiciliary care, and from there they can, once they start making money, they can go into supported living. But domiciliary care, if I may say, is more profitable than any other ones. But the only problem is it's very challenging because you have to work with dispersed team.
Okay.
In terms of staff that will be going to different places to to support your clients, unlike supported living where people know where they are going to work. If they are doing 8 hours in a day, they know it's in one place, unlike domiciliary where they have to move from one client's house to another. And same goes for 24 hours residential.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. We very much appreciate that. I have some questions already come through. Please, if I've missed your questions, can you repost them again so I can ask again? I have a question from, thank you very much, Izuchukwu Kenneth. I can see your message. Thank you very much, Gregory Uzoma. I can see your message. Thank you very much, Ayo Fago. Thank you, Philly Girl, 1983. Thank you. Let me just acknowledge some people. Leave Alone. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Shuni Honey, 15. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, K Rich. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Kioya. Thank you, Last Born. There's so many guys. Please, pardon me. Let me just ask the questions now. If someone wants to go into staffing, I want to believe is the staffing agency one you talked about. What qualification is needed?
To be honest, you do not need any qualification. So setting up staffing agency is just like starting any business. All you need to do, register your business with company house, and you need to indicate there that you are going to be an employment agency. So it depends on the field. So if you want to go into social care, yes, of course, they will know it is social care. So once you get that ready, you now need to have your website. You start doing advert, you start contacting different care organizations like domiciliary care, residential. But you see, my experience recently is, staffing agency is dwindling now, especially in care industry because of this so-called JAPA. So there are lots of people who are looking for job. They don't go. So most of care homes now, they have permanent, either people who are on their payroll as people on COS or even students. Unlike in the past, it was very, very difficult for people to get permanent staff. So you have to go through agency. But a lot of people have come to me who have a staffing agency for me to help them to set up domiciliary. And these are the complaints I am getting from them, that most of their permanent staff are gone. Either they become permanent somewhere or those who came in with COS, and as a result, they are no longer getting calls from care providers to supply them staff anymore. But to answer the question, it's simple to start, register the company, get a website, then start contacting different care homes and let them know you have a pool of staff. So all you need to do an advert for people to register at your agency, then you can start contacting different care providers, and when they need you, they will contact you to give them ad hoc staff.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for that. I appreciate that. I hope Akudo Phillips, I hope you have a question. If he has, I believe he has answered a question. If he hasn't, just let us know. I'm going to take another question from Ivan Muswegi. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrongly. I'm really sorry. Ivan Musigwa. Ivan Musigwa, 6822. You have a question. It says, do you have to get clients first to pass CQC? Then he has a follow-up question saying, how would you get clients for dom care? I want to bring his domiciliary care.
Okay, so to answer the first question, you don't have to get a client before you can get your CQC register. As a matter of fact, it is illegal for you to operate before you are registered because it is called regulated activities. So you need to be registered with CQC. They need to check your policy. They need to interview you. They need to interview your register manager that you have the competency to carry out regulated activities. So in terms of getting client, it's very easy. So what you need to do is, say for instance, you set up your care business in a particular borough, that is council, anywhere you are now. All you need to do is to send email to that council for them to know your presence within the area. You know, sometimes they will tell you they've closed their framework. So framework is like where they can register you as a council contractor. So sometimes they will say they don't have. All you need to do is to move to the nearest council, but you need to contact the council. You can go through the GP. You can do flyers, leave it at the GP. Churches. I'm not saying our own churches. I mean, you know, like Orthodox white churches and stuff like that. So you can leave flyers there. Before you know it, you will start receiving calls. So you can start with one. Once you have the first client, you have the second client. Then after you've been registered with the CQC, they will now come to assess you and rate you. Immediately they rate you, you will start getting clients from different boroughs, as long as you have the staff that will carry out the work.
Oh, thank you very much for that, sir. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, Bookie Wealth, for the gift. Thank you very much to everyone that's joined. Davidson Son, thank you, and Lillian, Frank Props, and as many people that have shown appreciation. So, Ivan Musigwa, sorry guys, sorry, I got the name wrong. I hope that helps the question. Let us know if your question is responded to. So I'm going to ask you one question. Sorry, someone has asked a question. Alice, your question, I don't really get it. You said, do you have to be CQC something? You say Hillary. So I didn't really get that question, please. I don't know if it means, I don't know. I think you've touched on it, sir. Where you said, do you have to be, have CQC before you start hiring?
You have to be CQC registered before you can start working with clients, especially clients that will need regulated activity. So what I mean by regulated activities, people like you are going to support them with personal care. People you are going to support to prepare their meal. People you are going to support with medication compliance and administration. So any activities that will involve you touching anyone at all, that is any of your clients, supporting them to rub cream on their body, you need to be registered with CQC.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. I want to ask you a question. Another question. Sorry, not a question. Another question. Thank you for what I've said so far. Please, guys, for those that if I've missed your question because the chats are coming up and I think I'm missing some, please resend it again. And if you're learning anything or two, please write in the comment section. Repost it so that other people can learn. So someone asked a question. Ayo Fago, it says, how does one prepare for CQC if you don't have experience for those that want to start a dom care? I don't know if you understand the question, sir.
Okay, all right. So if you don't have experience, so first of all, before you can register with CQC, If you, after you register your organization, your company, you've done your policy and procedure, everything is being perfected, because there are certain documents you need to send to CQC, because they will interview you, they will check your, if you are fit to do it, if you have experience, they will do all of that. So if you haven't worked in the care industry before, you can become a nominated individual. Okay. So you will now need to get someone who has care experience that you will employ as a registered manager. Okay. And let me give you one clue. A lot of people, they will want to, when they want to start, if you say you want to employ a registered manager direct, that will be very expensive. Okay. Because for you to get a registered manager, it starts from like 30 grand per annum. But I tell you what, if you have someone who is already working in care industry, who has experience of frontline, I do coach those people to the capacity of becoming a manager. And I tell you this, if you bring them, and they interview them, they pass them. And if they say, for instance, the person has been on maybe a contract of 25,000 as a support worker somewhere, immediately that person is registered. You have skyrocketed this person's career in care industry, because anytime this person apply for registered manager job, it can apply for job of 50 grand, 45 grand, even 60 grand. Because as soon as you are registered, you become a registered care manager. And that can double whatever any you are having before. So what I'm saying in essence, so if you meet a carer or a support worker now, you can tell them, okay, if they've got level 3 or level 5 diploma in health and social care, because it still comes with qualification actually, before you can become a registered manager. But that's not the priority at this point, but then it's still one of the requirements. So if you get someone who has worked in care industry, I can coach them, because I do coach people. I do hold some sessions in terms of CQC interview question, what people need to prepare for before they can face the interview. So I do prepare people, and I have a very high rate of pass. From my client. A lot of them are being registered, they are doing their business now.
Oh, that's good.
So I can help when it comes to that.
Oh, that's good. Thank you very much, sir. And for everything you've shared, and I'm sure a lot of people are learning, please let me know in the comment sections what you've learned so far. And while I ask this one last question, before I can open the chats up to see if anyone wants to join and ask a question live, So, sir, what are the biggest mistakes beginners make? What kind of, I'm sure that there are some mistakes they make, and I'm sorry, Ayofago says thank you for that insight. So what are the biggest mistakes that people that are starting up this business make? Thank you.
Yes, the mistake I would say a lot of people have made is people don't know much about the industry, and they go into it, and a lot of people went into it, they get tired because they don't have client. Let me tell you, if say for instance you start now, you spend 4,000 or 5,000 on your policy and procedure and all other things, those things don't expire. 1 year you may not have a client, but I give you one example. A lady came to me in 2016. I helped her to start a business. Do you know, for like 2 or 3 years, and she wanted to do supported living at the time from outside London, so for like 3 years, she couldn't get any client. Then she continued to do like staffing agency. Just about 2 years ago, she called me and said, "Oh, John, I need you to help me write tender." Tender is like when you want to bid for contract from the local authority. Said our council just called her for a client. And this lady went to rent 3-bed. That was 2 years ago. I tell you today, she has more than 25 staffs working for her.
Wow.
She has numerous supported living across in Southampton. But she didn't say she was going to quit because she wasn't getting client at the time. She was still pursuing, meeting people, writing to the council until they called her. So So the biggest mistake people can make is when you start and you now feel because you are not getting, because you may not get clients immediately. So you don't have to persevere, you don't have to lose hope. You have to continue. So it is consistency in terms of looking for clients, meeting people, attending forum like this that will help. But when you spend the money, you don't pursue it, you get tired. For me, that would be a financial mistake or business mistake on the part of the person.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much for that, sir. And I'm sure a lot of people are learning a lot, because even I myself, I'm learning from the things that you've shared so far. So I'm just going to see if there's anyone that wants to ask you a question live while I bring them on very quickly. If you want to ask a question live, I'm going to bring you on. Send me a message, or so I can bring you on, preferably on TikTok, because our time is fast spent. If you want to have a question live, come on and ask that question quickly, very quickly. For those that have not asked, if you want to ask a question, send me an invite or a request, and I can add you on. Okay. As we go, just a few questions. So while we wait for anybody that wants to go on. Sorry, let me just. I don't know why I always forget to do this. Sorry, so. So, sorry, if I may ask, to be honest, I would like to. Whilst this business is profitable, I'm sure a lot of people are very worried about the regulation side of things. What are your thoughts as regards to regulations? If you don't mind answering very quickly.
Okay, so in terms of regulation, this is where CQC comes into play. So for people like us, like as a consultant as I am, so we sort out all of that area. So when we talk about the regulation, so for instance, you want to go into a business, and having a care business is one of the most regulated business in the UK.
Okay.
It's just like you are setting up a GP, surgery, dentistry, and stuff like that, so they are highly regulated. But for people like us, we sort out all of those problems. And what you need is a very good policy and procedure just to meet the compliance. So when they say they're regulating, it's just the compliance they are after. Okay. So that is not a problem. What I can see as a problem, if somebody does not have experience and they are now thinking how they can get a registered manager that will manage it. And when you look at the limited resources in terms of finance at the start, you don't want to start employ a registered manager when you don't even know how long it will take you to be registered and how long it will take you to start getting a client, and you are paying somebody 2,000 or 2,500 every month. So I won't advise anyone who wants to start to employ a registered manager. Just get someone who knows in and out of the frontline care that I can bring up to the level of a manager. So with that, you won't have to spend a penny.
Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. So I'm going to call on Ayo Fago. Do you have any questions you want to ask Mr. John Baba, please? Ayo Fago.
Yeah, thanks, ILOGE and John Baba. Thanks for. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you for this inspiring, what's it called, session. I've learned a lot. Just on Thursday, was it on Wednesday or Thursday? Myself and my friend were talking about setting up a care home, and I like the fact that you said something. You said a lot of our people, we keep struggling for shifts. Now you said a sector of people, I mean a particular race, they are the ones that start the business. A particular race are the ones that do admin. But our own people are always on the floor doing the work. So we start thinking like those people who own this business. Now I began to take, I took interest in some of the things you said. And honestly, it has actually shifted my mindset. It has actually giving me another area to start focusing on. Now, the question I want to ask is, you mentioned domiciliary care. If you're starting it, I think you said they cost about 4,000 to 6,000 or thereabouts.
Yes.
Now, does does that amount include all the CC, registering with CQC, setting up a business, as well as training the manager? Because you said if we
yes, so that fee, we, as a matter of fact, you don't even pay for registration with CQC. You don't pay for you to be registered. It's actually free. It's only when they register you that you will now start paying for being registered. But at the initial stage, you don't pay nothing. So this money will cater for all the policy and procedures, the teaching and coaching, the website for the company, and yes, because it's coming as a package. So you will have a website, you will have all the policy and procedure, and to complete both the registered manager application and provider application, so that covers all of that. So you don't need to do anything.
Okay. Thank you for that question. Yeah, very much.
Thank you for this eye-opener. It's really, really been inspiring.
Okay. You're welcome, sir.
That's fine. Sammy Holmes, what are your questions? Please, quickly. Our time is fast spent. Sammy Holmes, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hello. Go ahead. Your question, sir.
Yes, sir. It's very interesting discussion, and I think I learned a lot out of this. Okay. My question is on the CQC. I really don't understand how the registration goes.
Okay, so this is how it goes. Like when you want to start a care business, so you need to register with CQC. So CQC, they are the regulated body for both GP practice, hospital, dentist, and care homes, and what have you, anything related to health and social care in the UK. So before you can start, that's what they call policy and procedures. So this policy and procedure, it's a very big, so we have health and safety policy and procedure, we have meditation, we have staff policy and procedure, service user policy, so many of them. So you need to have all of these things in place, which they will check. So after checking that, so that is part of the paperwork. Then they will do interview. So it's 2 interviews, one for the registered manager, and the second one is for nominated individual. Nominated individual is the director of the company, although registered manager can also be the director, but for those who do not have care experience, they can use someone else as registered manager, but they, as the director on the company house register, you have to be the nominated individual. So nominated, you are like somebody whose position of power will supersede that of the registered manager. So they will interview you. But even if you don't have experience in social care, I can still coach and explain to you, tell you the type of question they will be asking and how you will respond to each of the questions. But prior to that, your policy and procedure will have been ready. You will have gone through the policy and procedure ready to have idea of what your company is about. So you will do statement of another thing that is also very important, so it's good I mentioned it, is you will need to have an accountant that will help you do what is called business plan and a financial focus. So once you speak to any accountant, they know how they normally do it. It's just to say, this is how much you're going to spend in the first year. This is the profit forecast. So they know how they put that together. So that's part of the bundle we will be submitting. Then I'll complete the application both for the provider as a new company and the registered manager's application as well.
Thank you for that, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for that. So the last question we're going to take for today as we wrap this up. Your VA247, what are your questions? Thank you. Hold on, let me see if I can unmute them. Your VA247, guess mine is currently not. Okay, sorry, I think maybe they have a problem with the network. So let me see if I can. Okay. So yeah, sir, I really appreciate you taking our time. I'm sure you're busy. Last time we tried to have this Thank you for honoring it. I want to believe that a lot of people have learned from what I'm saying on Facebook, on TikTok, YouTube. I've gotten several messages. I can't read all of them now. So I just want to thank you for honoring this and thank you for being a part of this. So how do people get in touch with you? That's one of the questions. I'm sure a lot of them will be having that questions in their mind. How do they get in touch with you?
Okay, people can contact me on my mobile, which is 079
okay
30 600 516.
So hold on, take it again.
079 30 600 516. So because they will be coming from this platform, normally when people call me for one-to-one, like consultancy, I do chat, but I'm going to do it for free for anybody that called me through this platform.
Okay, guys, you guys can hear it. His name is John Baba, and his number, so let me read it out. Ayofago posted it again, 079 30 600 516. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so those on YouTube that are asking, the number is 079 30 600 516. I'll take it again. 09, that's in the UK or UK. 079 30 600 516. So if you're outside the UK and you want to make it a phone call, don't forget to put +44 if you want to make that phone call. If you want to bring that money to the UK, don't forget to put +44. So thank you very much, sir. I really much appreciate.
Thank you,
if
sir.
you can, I think the time is fast spent. I don't know if we don't have enough time to take any questions, but feel free, send him a message, tell him you're calling from Onyekwelu Speaks Live so that you can entertain your conversations. What is this one again? So I don't understand what I don't know what question you're asking. Okay, sir. As a wrap up, let me just share a thing or two. So guys, you've heard it all, and it's now time for you to begin to take actions. This is to say a big thank you very much to our guest, Mr. John Baba. Thank you very much for honoring. You could be anywhere in the world or doing anything, but you made that time to come and be a blessing to people. And I'm sure that people are inspired and sure people are blessed by it. Thank you to everyone that's joined. Thank you to everyone that's joining from TikTok, from Facebook, from Instagram, and from YouTube. Thank you for those that are watching this later on. Thank you very much. I pray that we're all growing and learning together. So I just want to say a big thank you to my team, my PA, Venus, for always being a blessing. Thank you, Buki Wealth. Thank you, Jackie J. Thank you, Ayofago. Thank you for as many of you that have joined, so I can call you all. Thank you, Akudo. Akudo said thank you, very insightful session. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you. Sorry, guys, there's so many names to scroll up. Well, time is fast spent. So I'm sorry if I forgot to acknowledge you. And thank you to my wife, always supporting and helping out and being a blessing to our children while we're doing all this. Thank you to all my colleagues, my friends. Thank you for Mr. John Baba again one more time. Thank you for this. Thank you. Please, if you enjoyed this, please, more likes. We share this. Thank you, Sammy Holmes Tutor. Thank you very much for, you can repost this so that other people can watch. Tag somebody, repost this on your Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and tag someone so they can watch this again. Please feel free to share it on your WhatsApp status, share it on your WhatsApp, on the group chat so more people can join and be. Remember what Mr. John Baba said, which I highlighted again. He said people from Asia mostly own the companies. People that are Caucasians, like British people, mostly do the admin jobs. But people from African descent are the ones on the production line. They're the ones on the shop floor. They're the ones working in the care home. He's saying that we need to switch from being here to going here. And one of those ways for you to take action. So next Sunday, we're going to be having a topic called mentorship. Mentorship. It's important that we have an understanding of what mentorship is. So I just want to encourage you guys, connect with Mr. John Baba. His number again is 079 30 600 516. And mention that you came from Onyekwelu Speaks Live so that we can give you the full access you want. So follow this page again one more time. And we'll see you at our next Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. Every Sunday, we do this every Sunday. So please watch this again. Remember, if you want to have a chat with me about your own business, even if you're interested in care, please send me a DM and I can give you a 10 minutes free consultation call Remember, like I mentioned to some people last week, if you're thinking of going into short-let business service accommodations, I told you guys I'm doing a special package that we're going to be having 5 people. I'm going to coach you 5 people for £500 each. So for 5 people, £500 each. I only have 2 slots left, and we'll start in December. So hurry and take the space, and we can get it on. You can get my free book on free ebook on with the link on my bio. Go there and you have it. If you want to join the community, there should be a link on my bio as well. So guys, it's time to start taking steps so they can build their own financial independence. So this live stream is sponsored by the Hair You Love, D610 Homes, and Love Family Podcast. Please do well to check them out. As we wrap up, remember that if it's not now, then when do you want to do it? Life is not meant to be lived. It's not meant to be spent working on a job, working, paying bills, and repeat. Every hour you delay is an hour you will never give back. Let us always bear that in mind. So the UK sector, like you've heard from Mr. John Baba, will keep growing. The question is, will you grow with it? So trading your time for money keeps you down. It keeps you in someone else's hands. Remember what I talked about the Asian community owning it. Build a care business that creates income that works even when you don't. Remember, that's the whole idea of what we're doing. So every business that exists today began with a single decision. So that's one of the first questions to ask Mr. John Baba today. And so take that one step that can shift you from exchanging hours to building systems. Remember what you talked about? I know people that own care, what they call a care staffing agency, and they build systems that wherever they are across the world, their business goes and they work without them putting in the NFS. So put in the steps like he's talked about, give him a call, he's going to guide you through. Then you build something that works even when you're asleep or when you're awake. Another thing he talked about is fear is expensive. Fear. A lot of people are afraid, they lack clarity. And that's what truly steals your future. It's not failure. That's what steals your future. But hesitation, clarity, and guidance turns uncertainty into action. So give Mr. John Baba a call and let's turn that fear into action. So one last thing I would say is that you don't need perfection, you need direction. So give this gentleman a call, start your business today, build wisely, create structures that give you freedom, power, and possibilities. Until next time, guys, remember I always say, remember that the wise always invest. The wise always what? Invest. Invest wisely so that you live life on your own terms. Thank you very much. God bless you. Peace. See you next Sunday. I'm out. Bye-bye.